Right now, new harrowing images from the rescue and recovery efforts in India, where the death toll from a train crash is expected to rise. But first, one Madison man is marking National Gun Violence Awareness Month by turning the weapons into tools for growth. And with the stroke of a pen, President Biden lifts the debt ceiling just in the nick of time, keeping the nation away from default. That's all coming up at 10.
It's a hurt, not only for family and friends, but our entire communities, our entire nation. We're all touched and affected by gun violence to one degree or another.
The call for efforts to reduce gun use and violence is picking up. With June marked as National Gun Violence Awareness Month, many in our community and across the nation are coming together to speak on gun violence and talk about prevention. For many, the effort to end gun violence starts at the legislative level, but one Madison man is taking more of a grassroots approach, forging a new path by getting guns off the street and into the garden. Brandon Ross has the story.
We're all touched and affected by gun violence to one degree or another.
After years of performing funeral services for those lost to gun violence, retired Pastor Jeff Wild knew he wanted to make a change.
It's a hurt, not only for family and friends, but our entire communities, our entire nation.
So when he found an organization that turns surrendered firearms into gardening tools, it just felt right.
It's grounded in scripture, swords into plowshares and spears into pruning hooks.
For the last 2 years, he's been holding surrender events like this one, taking people's unwanted guns and giving them a new life.
I turn them into either a garden trowel or what's called a mattock. I think of it as a small pickaxe.
Here's how it works. Community members bring in guns that, for whatever reason, they no longer want or need.
He said, I'm a hunter, I own guns, but when my brother died, I inherited these AR-15s.
Volunteers then take the weapons, no questions asked, and destroy them. The person who gave up the gun gets a gift card, and Wild takes the pieces home to work his magic.
There you have it.
Once the gardening tools are forged,
they are sold, and for the income that's received on that, that money goes to purchase gift cards for the next upcoming safe surrender event.
Wild says he's happy to give people a safe and peaceful way to get rid of their unwanted weapons.
They don't have to worry about someone being harmed in the home or having them stolen or selling them to someone where you don't really know what will happen from there.
For News 3 Now, I'm Brayden Ross.
And at today's event, Wild and his team collected and destroyed 20 guns. If you missed it, they're holding another safe surrender next Saturday from 9 to noon at Midvale Community Lutheran Church. All right, let's get a look at your first warm forecast with meteorologist Gary Canalti out on the weather patio, and pretty hot it looks like.
Yeah, it was. Most of southern Wisconsin had temperatures in the 90s, including Madison. And while tomorrow probably won't be as hot, it'll still be pretty warm. As we take a look at the time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam, we had sunshine through the morning, and then as we headed into the afternoon, we saw some cumulus clouds pop up again, but those dissipated as we headed towards sunset, and skies are generally clear now across southern Wisconsin. Showers and thunderstorms up in northeastern Wisconsin as they headed southwestward just kind of fell apart. Again, once the sun goes down, we just see those showers and storms fall apart. 91, the high temperature in Madison, 93 in Janesville. Most areas away from Lake Michigan were in the upper 80s to lower 90s. Milwaukee, a little cooler at 83, but right now temperatures are still well into the 70s. Madison at 73, 74 degrees in Monroe, and 74 in Viroqua here in Dane County. Temperatures mainly in the middle 70s. 76 degrees in Edgerton, 74 degrees in Stoughton, and 74 in McFarland. Look for skies to be partly cloudy overnight. It'll be mild with a low of 60. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes a little bit of rain, but not very much, and we'll see how much more we can expect.
Thanks, Gary. Well, a 19-year-old Verona man has been sentenced to 2.5 years in prison after pleading guilty in February to a charge of being a felon in possession of a firearm. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Wisconsin, Lazarick Austin will also spend 3 years on supervised release. Austin had been convicted of felony car theft in Dane County in May of last year, but failed to appear in court for sentencing in July, leading to a warrant being issued for his arrest. A month later, detectives found Austin at an apartment in Middleton and arrested him. Inside, they found a handgun with Austin's DNA on it. An investigation turned up numerous photos of Austin holding multiple guns, including in vehicles in Madison and Chicago. Austin allegedly told detectives he posed in the photos to look tough. And next tonight, the images behind me was the moment where a potentially catastrophic economic crisis was officially averted. After speaking to the nation Friday, President Biden signed the bipartisan deal brokered with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy to raise the nation's debt ceiling and avoid default. The deal averts what economists say would have surely been an economic collapse just 2 days before that June 5th deadline and would have prompted the nation's first ever default.
That's why I'm speaking to you tonight. To report on the crisis averted, no one got everything they wanted, but the American people got what they needed.
The legislation will cap non-defense spending and expands work requirements for some food stamp recipients. And while the debt ceiling deal may have averted a crisis, some analysts say our economy remains overheated, with the latest job report showing the U.S. adding 339,000 jobs last month, nearly double of what was expected. Investigators in Florida say they've identified 3 suspects in a mass shooting at Hollywood Beach on Memorial Day. Investigators have now identified 3 people they say fired the shots that wounded 9 people on the boardwalk. One of the men, Jordan Burton, is in custody. Police are still looking for the other 2, Lionel Jean Charles Jr. and Ariel Cardon Paul. Authorities say they recovered 5 handguns, 2 of which were stolen. Police previously arrested 2 people on charges in connection with the shooting, but authorities say these suspects were not the ones who fired the shots into the crowd. 2 of the wounded remain in the hospital and are listed in stable condition. And rescuers in India are scrambling to find survivors following the train crash that has left hundreds of people dead. At least 288 people were killed and more than 1,000 were injured after 2 passenger planes and a freight train collided in the eastern state of Odisha on Friday. Unfortunately, the death toll is expected to increase. An official with the National Disaster Response Force called the accident one of the most serious accidents in the country this century. The cause of the crash is unknown, but the railway minister says a high-level inquiry has been ordered. More local news, dozens of vintage rides were back on State Street for the first time since 2019. The Cars on State Classic Cars Show returned after it had been put on pause during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now guests could be back hearing from the vehicle's owners about what makes their machines so special, like British car enthusiast Dave Griffith, who brought his Triumph 1955 TR2.
Well, this is a great show to be in because there are probably 60,000 people that wander up and down the street, and you get, my dad had one of those, my uncle had one of those, I had one of those in college. All these comments brings back lots of memories.
Authorities' other rides, out on display range from the DeLorean straight out of Back to the Future to sought-after American muscle cars. Well, June is Pride Month. It's a celebration of LGBTQ plus life. But after years of hard-won civil rights gains, there's a backlash that includes violence and tests of corporate commitments. CBS correspondent Elise Preston is at a Pride Festival in West Hollywood with more.
As pride flags rise across the country, so does the heated debate around LGBTQ plus initiatives. Pride events at a Los Angeles elementary school Friday sparked tense protests.
We want our kids to just be innocent and come to school and not have to deal with sexuality.
They did not have the right to make people afraid to be a child in this district because you're gay.
Social media fueled backlash is putting many companies in the culture wars crossfire. Target pulled some of its Pride merchandise last week, including items by designer Eric Carnell, citing security concerns.
The second it gets hard, if you're going to jump ship, that's a very dangerous thing to tell people.
A boycott of Bud Light has cost the beer giant about $27 billion in lost sales since April 1st, when it teamed up with transgender social media star Dylan Mulvaney.
Love ya!
In Florida, Disney halted plans to invest about $1 billion into the state following Republican Governor Ron DeSantis' Don't Say Gay legislation.
Disney's posturing has alienated a lot of people now.
But the controversy isn't stopping celebrations, as thousands flock to Orlando this weekend for the annual Gay Days event. West Hollywood is spending about $7 million to make sure everyone feels welcome this weekend. Elise Preston, CBS News, West Hollywood, California.
And hundreds of bicyclists braved the above-average heat today to take part in this year's Pride Ride through parts of Madison. Roughly 500 cyclists, many decked out in rainbow gear, rode along trails from Bree Stevens Field to Olin Park before returning to the stadium for a happy hour event ahead of Forward Madison FC's home match against Central Valley Fuego FC.
For us, the bike is a connector. It's a commonality. It doesn't matter who you are. A bike's a tool for fun. It's a tool for fitness, for transportation, and anybody's welcome on the bike. So it fits naturally with the Pride theme and really celebrating what Pride is and diversity and inclusion.
Forward Madison and Waterloo-based Trek Bicycle teamed up again this year to host the roughly 8-mile ride, and Trek takes part in similar rides across the country. And still to come here at 10, Hollywood Halloween came early for some thrill seekers who got a sneak peek at Screamin' Acres. Plus, don't let anyone tell you playing with model planes is useless, because 11 students in Florida took that to the next level.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburger's cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love.
And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day. All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's.
Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Academy of Little Vikings for Best Child Care. Vote today for Academy of Little Vikings and all your favorites on MadisonMagazine.com.
So many hotels.
Trouble booking the family vacay? Come on. Comfort does free hot breakfast for the whole fam.
They have waffles.
And splendid pools.
Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Need life insurance? SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife, Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
You can smell it long before you see it. A little pungent in here. Oh my gosh. Yep, there's nothing like Limburger, and there's only one place in the country that makes it. Come along as I travel to Ground Zero to take in the smell of success. Thursday at 6. Oh.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Well, tonight, Halloween came early at Screamin' Acres west of Stoughton as they held their first ever out-of-season event called Halfway to Halloween. It's sort of a sneak peek at what's changing for the year while still allowing guests to be scared. Director of Operations Kyle Kazaboski says part of why Screamin' Acres is as frightful as it is because they work year-round designing and upgrading their sets.
We're not out here copying movie sets and copying even movie characters, anything like that. All of our actors come up with original characters. All of our sets are completely original. We just really take the time to put in a lot of detail into every nook and cranny of the place.
And tonight's event cost $20 for admission, which was about $12 less than their price in October. So it was the night to be scared. Tickets are on sale at screamingacres.com. And area bike riders who may not be able to cycle independently are getting a chance with the help of others. Random Tandem is a free program from Budget Bicycle Center and the Wisconsin Council of the Blind and Visually Impaired. Budget Bikes set someone up with a tandem bike driven by a partner, along with helmets and a lock if needed.
It's a wonderful feeling being able to still bike because it allows me to do physical activity that I have enjoyed historically and would feel really more limited in my leisure and physical exercise activities if I couldn't bike still.
All you need to do is contact Budget Bicycle and have you and your partner give them your ID. Well, I guess the wind of riding a bike is one way to stay cool today, wasn't it, Gary?
Yeah, but then you're pedaling too, and that kind of gets you sweaty. And while there was plenty of heat, there wasn't much in the way of humidity, and that's why we didn't see much in the way of rain. There were some showers and thunderstorms up in the northern part of the state, but as we headed towards sunset, they just fizzled out. And tomorrow, I don't even think we'll get that kind of activity. Down in the Gulf of Mexico, this is the remnants of Tropical Storm Arlene. It was the first tropical storm of the year that developed yesterday. Now just a remnant low-pressure system, but it's still bringing some heavy rain into the Florida Keys and eventually into southern Florida. There might see as much as 5 inches of rain for areas south of Miami. Around here, we could use something that will generate rain, and there just doesn't seem to be much in the forecast. The computer model forecast from FutureTrack from now until the next 10 days. So basically, this is Tuesday afternoon of next week, calling for only about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rain through most of Wisconsin, and we should be seeing much more than that. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. We've got 2 more warm days ahead. High temperatures in the middle 80s for tomorrow and for Monday. There'll be a chance of showers and thunderstorms Monday afternoon, Monday night, although the computer models have even been backing off on that chance according to the very latest computations coming in right now. And then mainly dry weather from Tuesday through Friday of next week with comfortable temperatures in the upper 70s to around 80. Live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam. Skies are partly cloudy here in Madison. As we check out the almanac for today, well, we did tie a record high temperature here in Madison. The high temperature, 91 degrees. That tied the record of 91 set back in 1948. Low temperature last night, 58 degrees. High temperatures in the 90s through most of Wisconsin. Even Wausau at 92 set a record high temperature. Upper 80s in Green Bay, lower 80s in Milwaukee. Most of the Midwest saw temperatures into the upper 80s and lower 90s. The bulk of the heat right through Illinois and southern Wisconsin. Temperatures in the mid-90s from central Illinois down towards St. Louis. But right now, with the clear skies across much of this part of the country, when the sun comes out in the morning, we warm up quickly. We're close to the longest day of the year in terms of the amount of sunshine. So everything is coming together to get warm temperatures. But there's really nothing to generate precipitation other than out to the west. You can see some showers and thunderstorms, and up in the northern part of the Midwest as well. Most of the activity in the northern part of the Midwest is little lake breeze fronts coming in off of Lake Superior. To the west, better chances for showers and thunderstorms with a weather system out in the western high plains. But right now, temperatures are still as warm as 80 degrees in La Crosse and mid to upper 70s across the rest of the state. Look for a high temperature tomorrow of 85 degrees. So not quite as hot as today, but still well above average, and mostly sunny skies expected. Planning your day across Dane County. High temperature 82 Dalyville, 83 in Cross Plains, 84 in Roxbury. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 85 for the high in Platteville, 84 Baraboo, and 79 in Fond du Lac. As we check out the precipitation forecast, this is through early Tuesday afternoon, and you can see those showers and thunderstorms Monday afternoon, Monday night, pretty spotty. A couple of places might get a brief heavy downpour. Many areas may miss out on the rain altogether. First warn 7 to 10 day forecast. Mid-80s Sunday and Monday, 70s Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then we're back up into the lower to middle 80s for Friday and Saturday. Maybe some thunderstorm chances Saturday, but even those will be spotty, about a 30% chance, and then some more dry weather after that, but at least the temperatures will be comfortable.
There we go. And it's a full moon. Is that what we get you on the weekend here, Gary?
It looks pretty, that's for sure.
It definitely does. Yeah, we're happy to have you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Gary. And if you build it, they will fly it. That's the case for one group of students in Florida. The Naples Youth Aviation Project built an experimental aircraft from a kit from South Africa. As Michelle Alvarez shows us, one of those students is now a pilot and got to take it to the skies.
11 kids, all of them from the Naples area, made this. Yup, they built a plane. Not a jet you and I might fly in, but this is an experimental two-seater known as a Sling 2.
It feels amazing, and it's extremely satisfying feeling to know what you built is right in front of you, to see your work paid off.
I got really happy because it's something I really think I wanted to do for a long time, but I never really know how to get into the field of aviation.
The Naples Youth Aviation Project is a good place to start. The organization devised the plane to build this. Devin Wilson is another one of the lucky 11 and told me planes are in his blood. His dad's a pilot.
Yeah, I think that'll be my final goal, is to be able to fly with him in the same cockpit, so that'd be really great.
Garrett Sutton told me it took 3 years to build the plane, and because he's already got his pilot's license, he got to take her up in the air Friday afternoon. And in July, he plans to fly it to Oshkosh for a global fly-in convention.
Like, you look at it and you're like, I did this, I did this, I did this. You know, it's you put your blood, sweat, and tears into it, and now you get to actually fly it. So that's a definitely unique opportunity I've been given.
And the Global Flying Convention in Oshkosh draws more than 650,000 people from 90 countries. And still ahead, day 2 of state track featured many Madison area winners. Stick around for sports with Andrew to see who won.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WISC-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
This is how legends 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get a $5,750 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including 4 Senses House Cleaning for Best Cleaning Service. Vote today for 4 Senses House Cleaning and all your favorites on MadisonMagazine.com.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
State track was back in action for its final day, and all the chips were on the table under the beating hot sun in La Crosse.
After a strong day one, Madison area athletes took center stage once more on day two. In Division II, we'll start with the boys' 1,600-meter run. Whitewater's Jack Hefty entered as the top seed and finished how he started at the top of the podium with a time of 4:16.47. In the 4x2, it was Andrew Kelly leading McFarland to a new school record and a state championship. The Spartans cruised to a first-place finish in 1:28.07. And in the pole vault, Bigfoot's Caden Rambit clears 15 feet and 2 inches to set a new state record and win the D2 title. And thanks in part to Ben Buxa's shot put throwing, Lakeside Lutheran won the D2 boys state title.
I was just hella happy. I was going around this turn on the second lap, and I said, I'm going to be the state champion, because I just knew, like right there.
I looked immediately to the board, and then I saw that McFarland shoot right up to the #1 spot. I started throwing my hands up. I'm like, this is it. Like, nothing else is going to happen. We're state champions.
On the girls' side, it was another banner day for Turner's Rachel Cleaver. The Trojan senior took first place in the wheelchair 1,600 and then followed that up with another state title in the wheelchair 400. And Kendall Kyler anchored the Whitewater team to a first-place finish in the 4x2 with a time of 1:49.95.
It just means so much, especially because this team is like my family. I really just support and love for everybody, so it was a really good experience.
It's a pretty crazy experience for 3 of us. It's our last season, so we kind of just went out there and put down everything we had and just hoped it'd be good enough.
In Division I, what a weekend it was for DeForest's Anna Sapiniak. Yesterday, she won the triple jump, and today she missed her high school graduation to take home the 100-meter hurdle crown in 14.12 seconds. She also led DeFo to the team girls state title.
Well, I was just looking at what the time was. Our season goal for the whole time was a low 14, actually 14.2, and it was even better 14.1, so I was just very pleased to see that. Since it is my last meet as a high schooler, and I'm already missing graduation.
And after beating the Reds in extras yesterday, a banged-up Brewers squad with 14 guys on the injured list brought their A game to Great American Ballpark. Christian Yelich lasers one back where it came from. That had scored Joey Weimer, and that put Milwaukee up 3-1 in the second. Then in the third, Blake Perkins entered this game with 0 career home runs and just 1 RBI on the season. He'd changed that in 1 swing of the bat. How about the grand salami for the 26-year-old? Scores a quartet of Brewers to blow this game open. The Reds, though, creeped their way back in. They had the bases loaded in the 9th, but ended up getting held off by the Brewers, who won it 10-8 the final. Turning to the Harwood, where Wisconsin basketball just picked up their highest-rated recruit in the Greg Gard era in Daniel Freitag. The number 8-rated point guard in the nation also received a handful of D1 football offers, including an offer from Luke Fickell to suit up at Camp Randall. But it was the Minnesota native's relationship with Greg Gard that made the difference.
I chose Wisconsin because just, the bond I had with Coach Gard and, Coach Krabenhoff and everybody was just, unmatched. I think they did a really good job recruiting me these last 2 years, and they haven't offered any other point guards in my grade or surrounding grades, and that kind of shows how much trust they had in, landing me.
And you actually know right from experience there, skipping your high school graduation for a sports event.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier with my very first job. It was in sports play-by-play, and I missed my college graduation for a game. So, yeah, I know exactly what she's going through. I didn't do something nearly as cool as she did. Congratulations to all of our local winners.
Definitely. Thanks, Andrew. We'll be right back.
It's the Hy-Vee Red Hot Weekend Sale this Friday through Sunday. 8-ounce New York strips, just $6.99. Avocados, just 69 cents each. And Cottonelle bath tissue, only $5.99. Only at Hy-Vee.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Vote online for Vista West, Madison's premier senior living community, nominated for Best Assisted Living and Best Retirement Community. Vote for all your favorites on MadisonMagazine.com. Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Buck and Honey's for Best Restaurant, Outdoor Dining Patio, and Best Bar with a View. Vote for all your favorites on MadisonMagazine.com.
Trust. After a serious car crash, can you trust your insurance company to take care of you? If you have to miss work, will you be compensated for lost wages? Who will help with the mounting medical bills? Call Gruber Law Offices. For more than 35 years, clients have trusted us to take care of them after an accident. We'll make sure you're not taken advantage of by the insurance company and get you and your family what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You may want to attend college.
But you have a full-time job and kids that need your full-time attention.
How can you possibly attend college?
You learn online at South University.
Earn your degree any hour, any day, from anywhere.
And the credit transfer policies also make it easier to return to college.
The convenience of taking classes where you want.
The flexibility of taking classes when you want.
So you can become who you want.
South University Online.
1-800-211-2082.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Downtown Craftsman and Design for Best Home Repair. Dream, renovate, create. Visit us online to start planning your remodel, addition, or new build with the best today. Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Mosquito Squad for Best Pest Control. Mosquito Squad of South Central Wisconsin, from dawn to past dusk. You decide when it's time to go inside. Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Vote online today for Don's Home Furniture and Best Furniture, Best Home Accessories, and Best Outdoor Living. Vote for Don's Home Furniture, Best of Madison at madisonmagazine.com.
One mission: to end breast cancer. Join us on Saturday, June 10th at 9 a.m. for the Susan G. Komen South Central Wisconsin More Than Pink Walk. Please register today and witness the power you have to change lives.
It's the Hy-Vee Red Hot Weekend Sale this Friday through Sunday. Lots of matzo pizza, just $4.99. Hy-Vee pasta, just 88 cents. And Frito-Lay or Popcorners variety packs, only $7.99. Only at Hy-Vee.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
Still pretty mild out there. Temperatures well into the 70s over most of southern Wisconsin. And even near Lake Michigan, they're around 70. Here in Dane County, 75 in Middleton, 75 in Verona, and 74 in Belleville. So look for a high of about 85 for tomorrow, but eventually we'll see a break in the heat after that.
Yeah, take some time to cool off. We'll see you tomorrow at 5:30.